Alright, what's up boys and girls? Got an old school throwback video here today. This is going to be DSP Gaming Emergency Live Stream Part 1. This was a 3-part video. We're only covering Part 1 here. And depending on what people want to see next, I can make a Part 2 or we can go for an entirely new video. This was from July 20th of 2018. And he had just gotten unpartnered from Curse Networks. And for some odd reason, as soon as he tried to place his personal AdSense account on his DSP gaming channel, it was immediately suspended for invalid click activity. I'm sure some of you will remember this as soon as you see it. And for those of you just now watching for the first time, this is what Chicken Little looks like in the human form. Let's go ahead and jump on into this thing because we got a ways to go. Oh, and when I was done taking notes on this video, I happened to hop into his stream tonight, and I got to catch all that glorious $9 salt for the last 30 minutes or so. So I'll have something to say about that at the end of the video. And like I said in the last one, I just get lucky sometimes with the timing of these things, and you'll see what I'm talking about at the end. Now this is going to be DS-RE emergency stream time, unless a fucking go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry that I'm doing this. I had no plans to do this whatsoever, what I'm doing right now. I was hoping that, let me put it this way. For the past couple of months, there's been something going on with me that's been causing me a lot of stress, a lot of worry. And it's been all behind the scenes of everything that you guys see. And it's not something that I ever wanted to have to talk about publicly or share with you. I was hoping that I could just take care of it easily. It would not be a problem. And that it would be something that is not going to negatively affect things in a big way at all, and you would never need to know about it, okay? And so, behind the scenes for a couple of months, things have been in the works, and basically, at this point now, I have to make it public because now something has gone horribly wrong to the point where I'm not even exaggerating, like, I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of months with me. And I'll explain in this video slash stream, so I'm live streaming this now too. I was supposed to be playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City today. I've got tons of viewers on stream waiting to see me play it, and right now I got to do this instead, which I don't want to do, but I feel like I have to. That's important that people know what's going on, especially those who are longtime viewers and fans of mine. So here's what's going on. This is not good news, okay? So as you guys know, I make a living doing this, live streaming, doing videos on demand on YouTube, and other things like Patreon and the like, and everything combined allows me to make a living doing it and pay a lot of debt. I'm in a lot of debt, guys, no lie, and you guys know this. I talk about it from time to time. I had a lot of issues the past couple of years with taxes and the like and all this stuff going on. But because I've diversified myself in the last year and a half to be more of a live streamer rather than just a on-demand YouTuber, I have been able to maintain what I'm doing. And in reality, the truth of the matter is that this month of July, when I'm filming this, has been really good on stream. This has been one of my best streaming months ever. And I've really felt very positively about the future. Okay, I have, because things were going so well on stream this month. I was like, maybe things are going to work out, okay?
All right, and I love these videos, man. He's just panicking and he's going crazy. And he's willing to just say anything. But, a lot of the times he'll just say the truth because he just blurts it out. So right at the end there, direct quote, "I'm in a lot of debt, guys. No lie. I've got a lot of issues the last few years with taxes, other stuff, and the like," unquote. And I thought it was the troll's fault you were in debt. Davey boy, what happened to there? And of course, there's the old Burnell classic. Things were going good, and they probably will be going good again in the future. But he's going to need you guys to rally and help him get past this one little hurdle of blah, blah, blah. So let's cut back to the beginning of it. Direct quote, "Something has gone horribly wrong." I love these fucking videos. Whenever I can hear a statement like that come out of his fat fucking mouth, I love it. And normally you're not supposed to say something like that, but seriously, fuck this guy, man. The fact that he's uttered that statement more times than I can remember tells you everything you need to know about this guy. He then says he's not even exaggerating, and he doesn't know what's going to happen with him in the next couple of months. Sure, Jan. And isn't that motherfucking Shawn Michaels? He was supposed to play GTA Vice City, but he had to do an emergency stream instead. And I'm pretty sure he's currently playing GTA Vice City right now. And here's another Phil Weinstein special. He holds an emergency stream to announce the fact that his AdSense is suspended for invalid click activity. And what does this con man have to do? Start at the very beginning and give you these mundane, unimportant details about how, quote, he makes a living doing this, live streaming, doing videos on demand on YouTube and Patreon, and other things of the like. This is what scammers, terrible, shady salesmen, and dirty people in general have to do. Set you up with some big-ass sob story so they can hopefully grab a hold of your wallet. He's so fucking sleazy, man, but that was a good start. Let's see what the next clip has to us say.
Honestly, Twitch is my main source of income every month. But that being said, YouTube still makes me good money to the point where it's still a significant large chunk of income that I make. And I rely on that money in order to pay my bills and do stuff. If I didn't have YouTube income, I would not be able to pay my bills. And that's why people ask me all the time, "What, Phil, why do you still put up with YouTube? You say that you don't like YouTube and all their bullshit, okay? And the bottom line is, why do you still work with YouTube? Why do you bother with that? Why don't you just focus on Twitch?" And I really have two answers. Number one, because there are some people who want to watch me on Twitch and they can't. They can't be around for the streams, or they don't have high enough bandwidth to watch videos or streams here on Twitch. And so YouTube is the only way for them to watch my stuff. And number two, because I've had a long-standing relationship, 10 years. This year, I've been a YouTuber, 10 years, where I've been able to put out content on YouTube and build a fan base. And it really is those people on YouTube that made me known on the internet. So I don't want to abandon them. 10 years of support for people over on YouTube. Just this morning, as I was doing pre-stream for this very stream, someone said, Phil, I just moved to Japan and I can't watch your streams because they're in the middle of the night for me now, but I watch your videos on demand on YouTube. So that's, that's how I follow along your content. And there's tons of people, all right, who do that. Okay, and I appreciate that, all right? But what happened? Well, here's what happened, guys. As you know, DSP Gaming is my main YouTube channel where I upload all my gameplay videos. I do so on a daily basis, and this has been the channel for 8 years, over 8 years, where daily I put my blood, sweat, and tears into putting out gameplay footage for you guys, and I've had various ways to make money over the years, partnerships. First, I was partnered with Machinima, and then for the last year and a half, I was partnered with Curse Network, okay? Basically, in a nutshell, without going into too much detail, I'm not partnered anymore. And this was in the works for a long time. Like, this was actually something that I had multiple discussions with Curse about. And it was actually an amicable way that we were going to end our partnership.
No self-awareness, no shame, nothing like that. Direct quote. Over 8 years, I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into putting out gameplay for you guys, unquote. Let that one sink in for a second. I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into putting out gameplay for you guys. I don't even know what to say. And again, what the fuck does that have to do with your AdSense being suspended for invalid click activity? You piece of shit. You know that scene from Jurassic Park where the old man that owns it says, "I really do hate that man"? That would be an appropriate clip here. Back to the beginning. I wish those bank leaks went back this far, man, just so we could see how much he was actually making on YouTube during this time. We know during the 341 call that he said he was making on average $500 to $1,000 a month on YouTube. But that was 2020, and this was July of 2018. There's no telling if the ad revenue was a little bit higher then or not. And what a coincidence. Just this morning, a lot of people emailed him and told him, "Hey, Phil, I just moved to Japan and I can only watch your videos on YouTube." Now, this shocks me. Quote, and there's tons of people who do that, unquote. Fucking delusional, man. And I put out a community post to the channel members a couple of days ago, and I let them know that this was the video we were going to be going over. And that's what I decided I'm going to start doing for the channel members, just giving them like previews and sneak peeks at what's coming up next. But I told them that This Man is Delusional was really the perfect title for this series. This guy is fucking insane, clearly. Next, a clip.
What I was planning on doing was when DSP Gaming left Curse, I was going to just put it in a personal ads and run personal ads and make money on DSP Gaming that way. Now, I knew that probably there was going to be a big dip. All right. There was going to be a big dip in the income that I was going to make on DSP Gaming. I didn't know what it was going to be, but I knew there was going to be a big dip. Okay. And that being said, I was very uncertain. I've been telling you guys recently, right, that I've been having a lot of stress. I've been having a lot of problems. I say personal problems. What it is, like at night, I can't sleep. I'm thinking, man, what's going to happen when DSP Gaming isn't partnered with Curse anymore and I have to run my own personal ads? What's the big was there going to be a giant difference in ad revenue? I don't know because I've never done that. You know what I mean? I've never done that at all. I've never run personal ads on an active YouTube channel where I'm trying to make money to see how much money I can make. So I have no idea how it would work, right? So I've been worried about this for about 2 months because it was about 2 months ago when I started talks with Curse about how we were going to have this amicable breaking of our partnership and I was going to go solo, basically. And I talked with them about it and they were like, yeah, here's how. They even showed me how to do it and everything. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. Maybe it won't be a big deal, Maybe there won't be a big deal at all. It'll just be, the partnership ends. And then I can immediately just link the channel to an AdSense account, and start running ads, much like I do with my vlogging channel, and everything will be fine, right? But I didn't know. I didn't know how this was going to go. Sadly, it didn't go that way. So here's what happened. I'm not even kidding. As I was doing the pre-stream today, I went to check my emails, and it said, okay, your channel's been released. Okay, fine. DSP Gaming's been released. So I went on a break quick before I started gameplay. I said, all right, I'm just going to link it to the AdSense and get the ads enabled in bulk, and we'll see what happens. I go to the channel, and it says, DSP Gaming is not valid for monetization because of invalid click activity. Now, wait a minute. 5 minutes ago, I was with Curse Network, and ads were enabled on the channel. So it's obvious that's not the case. There is no invalid click activity whatsoever. What I think happened is that the channel was linked to an invalid AdSense account. And allow me to explain the situation because it's very confusing. All right, it's very confusing. And I want to explain what happened up front.
All right, and here we go. We're 9 minutes in, and he's just now getting around to telling you what actually happened. So he says that DSP Gaming doesn't qualify for an AdSense account because of invalid click activity. That seems pretty cut and dry to me, man. Not sure what else he needs to talk about here, but not for old Philly boy. He says, quote, what I think happened is that the channel was linked to an invalid AdSense account, and allow me to explain the situation because it's very confusing, unquote. No, it's not very confusing, you dumbass. Your AdSense account doesn't qualify for invalid click activity. That's it, point blank. And by the way, you shouldn't even have 2 AdSense accounts to begin with, you dipshit. But in case you missed the keywords there, quote, what I think happened. So what you're basically telling us there is that the information you're giving us is absolutely worthless because you have no clue what you're talking about. Got it. Let's go back to the beginning. So he says he's been having stress, personal problems, and he hasn't been able to sleep at night because he was worried about what's going to happen when DSP Gaming isn't partnered with Curse anymore. And he has to run his own ads on his YouTube channel. He then says he didn't know what was going to happen because he's never been through this before. Phil, if you didn't know what was going to happen, then what was the point of even worrying? You can't control it, so why put yourself through that? You were still going to make money from ads on your YouTube channel. Hell, you still make money now despite how little YouTube actually pays. But let's be real, that's not why you couldn't sleep at night. It was because of the mobile games, the gin, and probably your conscience or whatever's left of it, gnawing at the back of your pig neck fat because deep down, you know what you're doing is wrong. So he already had an AdSense, a different AdSense, by the way, on his vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs. So why is he saying he doesn't know how it's going to go when he has to put DSP Gaming under his own AdSense and collect the ad revenue? This doesn't make sense to me, unless the King of Hate Vlogs was partnered with the network as well, which I highly doubt, because how much could he have been possibly making off that channel in 2018? Something just doesn't add up here. Let's see what the next clip is.
Last year, YouTube instituted a new policy that if you were going to be partnered with any partnership network, you needed to have a personal AdSense account created and linked to your YouTube channel. All right. And once it was linked to your YouTube channel, then you could get partnership through a network. You couldn't just link to a network at all anymore. They completely changed the policy. Okay. Now, they did this. All right. They did this during a time when I was leaving Machinima and I was going to get partnered with Curse Network. So I already went through this initial setup where, man, I had to create a new AdSense account, link it to the channel, have it show as valid, then get linked to Curse Network. And I did that. I did that last year on DSP Gaming, and I got linked with Curse, and everything was good for the last year and a half that I've been with them. I had not a single problem. However, okay, excuse me. What ended up happening in the last year was that dummy AdSense account that I linked to DSP Gaming got deactivated. Okay, now I don't know why. I don't know if YouTube looked at it and said, oh, well, Phil already has an active AdSense account over on his vlogging channel, right? So he can't have two AdSense accounts, so we need to disable this one. But they did. They basically disabled the AdSense account that was associated with DSP Gaming. Now, I didn't know that. There was no way to know that because I was linked with Curse, so I don't even get to see that association on my YouTube panels or channels or anything like that, okay? So, what I think happened is once Curse said, okay, we're releasing your channel, it defaulted back to that old AdSense account, and that AdSense account shows as suspended, so now it just locks the channel and says you can't monetize any videos anymore on DSP Gaming. So what does that mean? That means literally no ads. No ads on DSP Gaming, okay? I can't put any ads on DSP Gaming right now. So literally any video you watch on DSP Gaming has no advertisements unless a third party claimed the video. And that means I went from making some money every day to zero. Literally today, zero. All right.
Oh my God. And here we go again with what I think happened, which means that anything that comes out of your mouth is absolute speculation and you have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. He then tries to weasel his way around the fact that YouTube rightfully disabled his AdSense account after Curse dropped his sorry ass because it was already suspended previously for invalid click activity. Because again, he told people to click on the fucking ads. We all know this. I just wish those bank leaks went back this far, man. Just so we could see how much money he was actually talking about losing out on here. But in the beginning of it, he says, or he tries to blame YouTube for the fact that he had multiple AdSense accounts. He blames YouTube for this. It's not the fact that you were double dipping with multiple accounts. It's not the fact that you blatantly told people to interact with the videos and the advertisers back in the day, which immediately gets you terminated from the program, as it absolutely should. It's YouTube's old, outdated system that made you create a dummy AdSense account. The excuses, the hoops, the mental gymnastics. It doesn't matter what he has to say. He's willing to do anything to shift the blame to someone other than himself. It's fucking incredible, man. Next clip.
This sucks. Okay? This sucks. And the bottom line is that I can't find another network. Number one, I doubt another network would take me. And number two, another network cannot partner me unless the channel shows as valid for being monetized, which means I need to get the ads re-enabled on the channel. I don't know if I can. I don't know. So what I've done, there's an appeal form, and I filled out the appeal form and said, listen, I don't think that you guys disabled this for invalid click activity. You couldn't have because it was active until I delinked from Curse. What I think happened was there's this invalid AdSense account associated with the channel. I don't want that AdSense account. I have a working one over here that I want to associate with the channel, right? And I want to do that, but there's no way to do that. The channel just says not valid for monetization because of invalid click activity, and there's no way to fix that. So I filled out this form explaining that and submitted it. I don't know if that's going to have any success. I have also made an email to YouTube creator support explaining the situation, and I sent that off. But here's the major problems. All right, here's the major problems. Number one, all right, YouTube probably will not respond in a timely manner because it's the weekend, and I don't think they even have people who respond to this kind of stuff on the weekends. They very much have this kind of 9 to 5, Monday through Friday mentality. Even though for emergencies, maybe they'll have someone, but I don't know if anyone's going to review this case and respond over the weekend. That's number one. Number two, what do I do? Now, let's say, for example, DSP Gaming can never be monetized again, and it's nothing I did wrong. There's no actual invalid click activity. It's just their default nonsense that they say on there when something goes wrong, I guess. What do I do? Right? Like I told you guys, I rely on YouTube ad revenue to pay my bill. I cannot continue to afford what I do if I don't have YouTube ad revenue. I mean, real talk, I think last month I brought in more on Twitch than YouTube, but not by much. You know what I mean? Like, I brought in maybe 25% more income on Twitch than I did on YouTube. Okay? But I still have a giant chunk of my income was YouTube ad revenue.
All right, and I love that fucking clip, baby. Quote, now let's say, for example, DSP Gaming can never be monetized again, unquote. You know he just loves saying that statement because there was zero chance in hell that was actually going to happen. But it meant he got to do his favorite thing in the world, cry wolf and feign distress for pity bucks. He then says he barely brought in more on Twitch than he did on YouTube last month and says it wasn't by much. He follows this up immediately afterwards by saying it was roughly 25% more. I don't know, Dave. That sounds like a lot more than barely, you dumbass. Back to the beginning of it. So he fills out a form telling YouTube that he has 2 AdSense accounts, essentially snitching on himself, and that he doesn't want one of them and they can just delete it and activate the other one. How is this real fucking life, man? Who does this guy think he is? And by the way, how'd you like to be the fucking Google employee that got that form? Your head would have been spinning after trying to read that bullshit. Oh, what I think happened is this, and what I think happened is that. And by the way, I have 3 fucking AdSense accounts, and I don't want them anymore, so just delete them. Except the middle one, keep that one. Again, this can't be real fucking life, man. So he wants YouTube to have creator support on the weekends for his emergencies. David, this isn't a fucking emergency, man. You're not going to have ads on your stupid ass videos for 2 fucking days. If he was losing on thousands of dollars, I could understand. If he's losing on $50 that weekend, and by the way, that's a very high estimate. I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Just take the fucking loss and wait till Monday, man. But no. He has to chicken little himself and put up a 3-part emergency series on his KO Gaming channel, which he probably had another secret fucking AdSense for that channel too. Now think back to a month or 2 ago. Do you remember that string of pre-streams where he said he doesn't ever scream the sky is falling and that you never see him panic and chicken little himself? And I know you remember one of them for sure, because that's the day he pulled out that piece of paper with crayon handwriting on it to show his bills. And I think that's also the pre-stream where that piece of trash Snow Carl got permanently banned for questioning his gout lord. Yes, my Führer. Next clip.
All right. So that being said, I don't know what to do, you know, because I need to monetize my YouTube videos and I don't know how. Like, I mean, there's other options. Number one, I could create a new YouTube channel and I could start uploading videos there, push everyone to the new YouTube channel, and then enable that YouTube channel with my working AdSense account. But you know what's going to happen. It's going to be like pulling fucking teeth getting people to go from the old DSP Gaming YouTube channel to the new YouTube channel. It's going to be an absolute nightmare to get people to go from one to the other. It is. It's just going to be a total nightmare. Okay? And by the way, I don't know where the mods are, but I see a bunch of trolls in the stream chat who I'm not going to get rid of. Hold on a second. Let me take care of this quickly. There we go. Yeah, I don't know where the mods are today. I still literally don't see a single mod, so... So, here's the deal. And no, see, now people are spreading misinformation. Phil's AdSense got deactivated. No, the AdSense that I had was never activated. The AdSense that I had on DSP Gaming was never valid. It was never working. I had to make a dummy AdSense account on that channel so that I could partner it with Curse. And I never really activated it or never ran an ad. There was no ad revenue owed to that account or anything. It's not that it got you know, your account was banned or whatever. It's just, I think because they saw that, they said, oh, this is just a dummy account or an extra account. They froze the account. And because of that, now the channel can't get ads, which is stupid. If there's an invalid account associated with a channel, they should let you disassociate, like, click, oh, unlink it here. Link a valid account by clicking here. They don't do that. It just says, oh, because you have the invalid account, now you can't put ads on your videos, period, which is stupid. That doesn't make any fucking sense at all, right? Okay.
Yes, Phil. Tell us again how YouTube should run their business, and tell us for the millionth time why you think everything messed up. And did you hear it again? He slipped in there, quote, what I think happened, unquote. So he comes up with an idea to create a new gaming channel and connect his working AdSense to it. Again, you shouldn't even have multiple AdSense accounts, you piece of shit. But he doesn't want to do it because it would be like pulling teeth to get people over to that channel. AKA, this lazy fuck doesn't want to do any work. Doesn't want to grind a little bit. And essentially wants to just sit there and do the same thing he's been doing for the past 10 years at this point. And he wonders why his fucking channels won't grow. Why he's constantly having to pester people to tip him and to become channel members all the time. We then get a good 1.5-minute segment where he's just banning a bunch of people. And he says that not one mod is around during this time. Well, can you fucking blame him, man? Who in their right mind would want to be associated with this shit? Do you think when Bernie Madoff finally came clean that all his employees were just itching to get back to work the next day? I don't think so, man. They probably felt guilty or shitty, even though they didn't have anything to do with it. It's called having a sense of pride, or at the very least, some shame. That's why normal people don't act this way. And normal people also don't fall for this type of shit, which says a lot about your audience and especially your mods. Fuck them. Next clip.
So, you know, it sucks because if I just do Twitch, let's say I just play games on Twitch and I leave archives on Twitch and I just let that go. Number one, I'm probably not going to make any money on the archives. The archives only have like one ad break that play. And like I said, ad revenue on Twitch is terrible, absolutely terrible compared to YouTube. So I know, just by default, I know that it's not going to be anything significant, right? Number two, I'm going to have to rely solely on you guys on streams to be incredibly supportive. And what I mean by that is say goodbye to streams where I know that things aren't going to go well. Like, if I'm playing a game that I know is slow and people don't come out and support me, then I can't play that game. I have to be doing stuff constantly where people are entertained to the point where they're going to be supportive on the stream so I can make money. I can't have unprofitable streams anymore. You know what I mean? And that sucks because I like doing a variety of content. I like being able to do the big AAA releases, but also the little other games that maybe aren't as popular, or going back and doing retro playthroughs instead of always worrying about what's the hot new game, right? Everyone right now is saying everyone's going to try out the new version of No Man's Sky, so Phil should do that. Everyone's playing Fortnite, so Phil should do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be the guy who can control his content and do what he wants to do and have fun doing it. But, you know, if I need to make up a giant chunk of money that I'm not going to be making on YouTube anymore, I have to make changes. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to become the bandwagon guy. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I'm just very, very nervous. So, number one, make a totally new YouTube channel. Monetize that channel and put all my videos going forward on that channel, but then trying to convince my viewer base on DSP Gaming after 8 years that they need to move over, which is going to be very, very difficult. Real talk. Number two, just giving up on YouTube and making any money on YouTube. And instead of that, just focusing solely on Twitch and seeing what happens, but I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to happen if I'm solely relying only on Twitch. And the thing is, I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. I've done it before, and you see what happened when I had all my eggs in one basket for YouTube, right? At any moment, something could go wrong. I don't like that. I like having at least a diversified deal.
So this idiot says he doesn't like putting all his eggs in one basket. AKA, you want to double dip as much as you possibly can. Multiple AdSense accounts, pestering people to tip you that only watch your videos on YouTube, and then full-time streamer on Twitch with bits, subs, and cheers. And I love the fact that he currently has all his eggs in one basket on YouTube. You get what you deserve, bitch. Quote, I'm going to have to rely on you guys on streams to be incredibly supportive, unquote. What difference does it fucking make? You've been doing that for years, man. This was July 2018. Does he think the beginning of 2017 and the federal taxes didn't happen? Does he think Thanksgiving of 2017 and the business and occupation taxes didn't happen? I'm sorry, I mean flying his whore in for multiple staycations. Does he think early 2018 and the save the house bullshit didn't happen? Despite owning 2 homes at the time. It's fucking ridiculous, man. He then says he's the variety streamer that likes playing the smaller releases as well as the bigger releases. He doesn't want to have to rely on Fortnite, etc., etc. Is that why you have the hardcore gaming season? With all the hot new day one releases? Nobody calls it that but you. A 40-year-old man still walking around talking about the hardcore gaming season. Get the fuck up out of my face.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And, of course, what's going to happen now, because I revealed this to you guys, which I did not want to do, but I had to because now I'm in a dilemma. I don't know what to do, is people will speculate and make up shit. And you could do that as much as you want, guys. Seriously. Okay? You can do whatever you want. And say whatever you want. But the bottom line is that this was a situation where this negative stuff is happening and I didn't create it. You know, I've been very positive with my content recently. I've been doing great stuff. People like my stuff. It's not like, oh, Phil did something wrong and now he's being punished for it. It's nothing like that at all. And this is what I mean. Like, this really sucks. All these situations I've been in recently is not a situation where Phil did something wrong. You know, I'll fess up. You know, when I do something wrong on Twitch, I insult some guy on stream for his physical appearance, which I shouldn't do. Okay, I did something wrong. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take the punishment for that because I did it. You know, that's something that I lost my cool and I did something wrong. This is a situation where, once again, I've done absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever and I'm getting punished like I did, you know. And again, now I'm reliant on YouTube to look at this situation and say, oh, well, this is extenuating circumstances. You know, he doesn't want to enable the AdSense account that's linked to DSP Gaming. He has a new valid one that he wants to link with it. We need to basically unsuspend the channel so he can delink and relink the proper thing. And I don't know if they're going to do that. They may just look at it and say, oh, well, our automated system says this and it's done. In which case, now what do? Do I make a new channel on YouTube and try that? Because, by the way, if you guys aren't aware, in order to monetize a new channel, it's not just instantly anymore, okay? It's not instant, oh, okay, your channel gets ads on it. What I'd have to do is create this new channel. I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Now, the bottom line is, if I start uploading all of my gameplay, all right, to this new channel, within a couple days, I'll probably get the 4,000 watch hours I need, and then I'll be able to monetize the channel. But even then, like I said, what if I end up making half or less than half or even less than that of what I used to make on DSP Gaming? Because the thing is, and this is what you guys don't realize, this is another big problem, okay, guys? DSP Gaming makes money based on the fact that it's a legacy channel. It's been running for 8 years, okay? The money that I bring out on DSP Gaming is very rarely on the new videos that I put out on the channel, even though in some cases it is. For example, some of the bigger playthroughs that I've done over the last few months would be Detroit Become Human or God of War. Those playthroughs, those big high-profile AAA releases, did bring in some good money for me, okay? But the money that I make on YouTube is based on DSP Gaming having 40+ thousand videos on it. So at any moment, people are going back and watching those old playthroughs, and I make money on them. And in fact, The vast majority of money that I make in a day on DSP Gaming is on the old videos, not on the new ones, okay? So...
All right, Phil, let's indulge you for a moment here. I wonder how many fans / viewers this guy has in Bangladesh, Algeria, and the Punjab State Legacy channel. Fuck out of my face, man. So he says people are going to speculate and make shit up since he revealed this, which he did not want to do, but he says he now had to. Well, why'd you wait to the last fucking minute? You mean you could have started preparing your audience weeks and possibly months before this to start migrating over to the new channel? Already had your 15th fucking AdSense account linked to it and been ready to go. Because remember, he has a working AdSense on the King of Hate vlogs. He could have done any number of things, but in typical DSP fashion, he waits until the last minute and expects his dumbass viewers to bail him out again. Then he starts up with the "I've done nothing wrong, and if it's my fault, I'll fess up to it" bullshit. How many times have you heard me bring this exact topic up? Then why do you never seem to fess up to anything, Phil? Why do you always blame other people, other companies, and sometimes even God himself for these things? Did you think we forgot about Job and Jonah? Somebody get Pastor Miller on the line. We might need him to perform an exorcism here. Let's go.
So I don't know. And, I'm totally open to suggestions. I mean, if there are ways that you guys think that I could bring in more support on Twitch, I mean, obviously, please, guys, if you're a fan of mine, please spread the word about this. Right now, I'm making no money on YouTube at all. All right? And this is terrible. Okay, a few days, that's not a big deal. A few weeks, that's a big deal. A month, I'm fucked. You see what I mean? And even, like I said, even if I make the new channel and within a few days it gets ads and I can put all my new playthroughs up on this channel, all that revenue, it's going to be a trickle in the bucket of what I used to make on DSP Gaming, So, this really stinks. I'm in a situation where now, what else do? I don't even know. I literally don't know what to do. I was dreading this. This is the thing, guys. This was the underlying thing that I was dreading for 2 months. I know I've been alluding to it and mentioning it on and off on stream and on Twitter and stuff, that I was so worried that when the Curse partnership ended, that this exact situation would happen, that some bullshit would happen with the automation of the ads on YouTube, that it would screw over DSP Gaming, and it's exactly as I suspected happened. And the problem is there was no way to tell that was going to happen. There was actually no way for me to tell that situation would happen until I was delinked from Curse. Okay? So this sucks, What do I do? Okay? What do I do to keep moving forward? I mean, thank God at least it wasn't Twitch that I lost, because at least now, daily, I can still have a way to share my gameplay with you and to bring in revenue on a daily basis, right? The Twitch streams have been great. But like I said, this month in particular, the Twitch streaming has been really good. You guys have been very supportive, so thank you for that. But now I'm going to lose all my YouTube revenue. I mean, see what I mean? It's like every time there's a positive in my life, a big, nasty negative comes out of nowhere and negates it. Last year, I had a very, very rough year. But I started, I got out of the YouTube adpocalypse nonsense by becoming focused on being a live streamer, right? And I focused on being a live streamer, and that was fine. I had no problems doing that. Then back taxes hit me from the state of Washington because my tax attorney didn't do my taxes correct for years. So finally, it took me almost a year. I just got out of that situation last month, and now this. And it's like, what the fuck? Do you guys see? You guys see how I'm at my wit's end? I don't know what to do anymore. This is ridiculous. And I can't not work. Like, people, go get another job. That's not going to work. Any other job that I get will pay me less than what I do on the internet. It's true. And, I appeal to you guys on a daily basis, right? And you guys know my situation. You guys have been incredibly supportive here on streams with cheers, subs, and tips. People have been pledging to Patreon more recently, which is great. You guys have helped me out. But, I mean, we're talking a lot of money a month now that it looks like I'm not going to be getting from YouTube. I don't know what to do. I'm totally, I just don't know what to do.
All right, and believe it or not, here's where I actually kind of started losing my shit a little bit. He says that Twitch is currently going great and that everyone is being super supportive. Well then, Dave, why don't you save some of that fucking extra money you're currently making on Twitch and put it aside for a rainy day? Since you obviously know what a rainy day fund is. You know, since this whole YouTube thing won't even affect you for another 2 months. Because as you always like to currently remind us, YouTube doesn't pay you until the following month. So you don't see any positive benefit from all that YouTube money for 2 months anyways. But here he is on camera, chicken littling himself, pretending he's screwed as soon as he cuts the camera off. Oh, and by the way, he supposedly has a second income sitting in the other room. Do you remember that bullshit? Back to the beginning. Quote, a few days, that's not a big deal. A week, that's a big deal. A month, I'm fucked, unquote. Buddy, if you can't go 1 week without ads on YouTube, then you really need to be doing something else with your life, man. You know, it's cool to do YouTube, and it's definitely cool to make some extra money off here. But this is exactly why it shouldn't be your main source of income unless you have hundreds of thousands of active subscribers. YouTube is supposed to supplement your regular income. And again, this is why it kind of got me a little bit heated. You know, I work, but, you know, unfortunately, and I have no problem saying this, man, I'm not in the position I want to be in life, especially financially. I fucked around a lot when I was younger. I job hopped a lot. I was immature. You know, I didn't start going back to school till my early 30s, man. And that set me up to be in a position where I essentially had to start over somewhere. And when you're younger, that's not so bad, man. But once you start getting older, you see the reality of it. And so the extra money I make here supplements what I normally make. And it helps, man. But you try to explain something like this to this guy, and he just calls you a troll and bans you. It's fucking insanity, man. He goes on to say, this exact situation is what he was dreading for 2 months. And he's been alluding to it, but couldn't come out and say it. That the automation of ads on YouTube was going to screw up, and that's exactly what happened, and that he knew that's what was going to happen. But there was no way to tell what was actually going to happen. And he legitimately said that in a 10-second span. Go back and watch it if you need to. And no, I don't believe you. I bet you were crying wolf and feigning distress for 2 months, hoping for something to happen so that you could beg for money, because that's what you always do. But as I said earlier, if you knew this was coming all along, why did you wait till the last fucking minute, man? And the next clip's gonna get even better.
Right, well, Prez Vegeta said, by the way, I'm going to do shout-outs, but Prez Vegeta says, but you can get 4,000 hours of viewing and 1,000 subs in no time. You're right. Well, Prez Vegeta, what you don't understand and what I'm trying to get to is that even if I make a whole new channel and I brand it differently, it's not DSP Gaming anymore, it's a new channel, and I upload all my gameplay videos to the new channel, and that channel's fine, I can get ads on it. A lot of the money, in fact, most of the money that I made on DSP Gaming was from the old videos, not from the new stuff that I uploaded. You see what I mean? So, in essence, even if, let's say, I start playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I upload that exclusively to a new YouTube channel to get people starting to watch and to get the views rolling and everything on that new channel. Once I get ads on that channel, okay, I'm going to make this much. Versus I used to make this much, a good hearty sandwich, because it was all the layers of content I made for 8 years that were bringing in ad revenue on a daily basis. People were frequently going back and watching the old playthroughs. Now, you went from a sandwich this big to a sandwich like this, you know? So I'm going to be, make 1/10 as much as what I was making, and that's not going to cut it. You know? That's not going to cut it. Lav did a cheer, then Kate cheered, and Demon DJ resubbed for the 14th month in a row. That douche kid cheered, and then Third Eye the Third cheered. Now, people are being, I hate to say, people are kind of being very insensitive. Oh, does this mean when you play Grand Theft Auto Vice City, you can turn the music on? No. The whole point of me playing Vice City again, as I said, was that people can watch another playthrough of the game that's not hindered by muting or being blocked. Turning on the music will do that. So even if I get ads, it was never about ads, ever. It was about the playthrough being viewable on YouTube. So in that regard, it's, no, it's not going to help to turn the music on. I can't do that. All right. So just stop. People are kind of being real insensitive right now. It's, oh, now we can turn the music on. This is good news. Dude, I can't pay my bills because I lost our advertisement rights on DSP Gaming. Oh, it's good because now we can have music in in Vice City. Like, way to prove how immature you are, right? To say something like that.
And I love it. I love it. People are being insensitive because they're asking him when he plays Vice City if this means he can turn the music on now. God bless you trolls, man. And he's got the music on right now for Vice City. So the questions by the Good Samaritans must have paid off. Good job, Dave. Way to listen to your audience. Quote, it was never about the ads ever. It was about the playthrough being viewable on YouTube, unquote. Yeah, I'm going to fucking press X to doubt there, buddy. And then another quote. Dude, I can't pay my bills because I lost ads on DSP Gaming. Oh, it's good because we can have music on Vice City now, unquote. What do you even say? He can't pay his bills because he lost ads temporarily on his YouTube channel. Again, something that won't affect him for another 2 months. It's fucking incredible, man. So one of his servants tries to tell him to make a new channel and just start making some money. And what does Dave here tell him? That if he makes a new channel and plays Vice City and gets people to start watching, that he's only going to make this much money. And he holds his fingers up to show about 2 inches. As opposed to before when he was, quote, making a big, hearty sandwich of money, unquote. If you guys could have seen my face when I was watching this, the links this guy goes to try and hide how much money he's making is absolutely incredible. He wants you to think he's poor and he's just like you and he's a working man. But let me ask you a question. How many fucking people do you know that say they make a big hearty sandwich of money at work? And don't fucking say anybody either, because I'll ban you because you're lying. Dumb trolls. Just can't believe this is real life, man. The next clip's going to be the last clip, but don't worry, I'm going to roast his ass. And then we're going to talk about what happened tonight and just why it was so fucking beautiful.
Hyper Bunny Lover, Jude, shut up. I'm serious. He's being a jerk. Oh, well, if you're not making money, you can turn on the music. It doesn't matter. Are you deaf? Seriously. I want people to be able to watch what I create, not have blocked out muted videos and blocked videos. Stop right now. I'm not going to put up with it. This is literally the worst possible time for you to be a jerk, okay? Because this is my livelihood at stake. I may lose everything here, and you're being a jerk. Stop it. All right. Well, Mr. Lark did a 100-bit cheer. He says, this is really dumb, Phil. Derpy cheered. And again, does this mean you can use the radio for Vice City? No. Judge Drew cheered. He says, sorry you're in this unfair situation. It sucks that this stuff keeps happening to you. Third Eye the Third says, what do they mean invalid click activity? I don't get it. Nothing. Because there is no invalid click activity on DSP Gaming. If there actually were, the channel would have been disabled even when I was with Curse. That's the point I'm making. Is it's not. I think what it is a default thing that happens when you have an invalid AdSense account linked to your channel. I think it just defaults to something like that. Oh, the default is invalid click activity, so just default it for that reason or whatever. But that's what I mean. Like, I never received notification, nothing. It just, once the Curse partnership was delinked, by default, the channel just said that. Invalid click activity. I'm like, well, how is that possible? 2 seconds ago, the channel was fine. Obviously, it's not possible. It's bullshit. So I think it's an automated thing that happens. Excuse me. When you have an invalid AdSense account linked to your channel. But again, there's no process by which you can unlink the invalid account and link a good one. It just locks your channel and says not valid for monetization. And then there's an appeals form that you can appeal, but the appeals form is for the invalid click activity. So I filled it out and I said, well, here's the situation. I don't think there's invalid click activity. I think it's because it's this bad AdSense account. I have a good one, but can you help me here to unsuspend the channel so I could do that? And now I'm waiting for an answer. Toxic Toilet Juice cheers. It sucks to hear the bad news. The Lollipop cheered. He says, I hope things get better. You know, I hate seeing a good guy getting fucked by stuff like this. Don't worry that we're with you, no matter what bullshit lies ahead. Hardy Buck says, well, YouTube changed, so you have to change too. It's the only way. Well, I have. That's what I mean. Like, I have changed in the last year. I've completely changed my content to be more stream friendly stuff, right? Um, you see what I mean? Um, like, I have changed. I'm no longer the guy who just sits on his couch playing games isolated. I've completely changed to be an interactive streamer and to make my streams much more appealing to a widespread audience, you know, via variety of content, but also just interactivity. And I think, I mean, let's be honest here. I think a lot of people who previously didn't like me have come and watched my streams over the last year and realized, holy crap, you know, this is actually very different from what we had expected to be. Like, we thought Phil was a jerk and we thought that the stream was going to be 100% toxicity and stuff, and it's not. You know what I mean? Like, it hasn't been that at all. It's been a positive, fun experience here on the streams. I have changed. I don't know what I possibly could have done to avoid this, because I didn't do anything wrong. Again, it's not like, oh, Phil did something wrong. I did nothing wrong, you know? In fact, that's what Kerr said. They said, sorry, you know, that we, you know, the partnership is going to end, but you've done nothing wrong. We want this to be amicable. We don't want this to be like hard feelings on either side, because it's not.
All right, and that's the last clip for the video, but it's fatality time now. So he attacks another innocent Good Samaritan for suggesting he leave the music on for Vice City. How dare you? And then he utters the words, quote, "This is my livelihood at stake. I may lose everything here," unquote. This is the actual definition of crying wolf, of feigning distress, of screaming chicken little. If his fans ever thought it was circumstantial evidence or it was conspiracy theories, this is what it looks like. He still has a Twitch channel here. He said multiple times how things are going great. He has a second income sitting in the other room. And he just has to throw in the line that he may lose everything now. Because YouTube support isn't working during the weekends, and they may take a few days to resolve the issue. And by the way, how did it end up working out? Did he lose everything? Is he currently on YouTube now? Is his AdSense still working just fucking fine? And prayer hands in chat for Third Eye the Third, please. Quote, "What do you mean by invalid click activity?" unquote. And DSP, before even taking a breath, says nothing. Quote, "Because there is no invalid click activity on DSP Gaming." Then why was your channel suspended for invalid click activity, my very good friend? He then begins to use the words "I think" again. As I said earlier, my very good best friend, what you think means absolutely jack shit in this situation, because last I checked, you're not a Google or YouTube employee. You make shitty ass content for free on the internet, and you're lucky that YouTube even puts ads on your boring, stale ass gameplay. And I hope that helps to clear things up for you. Then Lollipop cheers, and by the way, I don't even want to know what that name is a reference to. But they say, quote, "I hope things get better, you know? I hate seeing a good guy get fucked by stuff like this. Don't worry, and we're with you no matter what bullshit lies ahead," unquote. And what's DSP's response to that heartfelt message? He doesn't say anything and just proceeds to read the next cheer. That's what these people mean to him. Absolutely nothing. Except for the chance to cry wolf and get them to open their wallets up. I don't understand how these people come back for more every single time. I don't understand how these people think he gives two shits about them. How much do they need to see to actually open their eyes and wake up to this bullshit? Somebody then cheers and tells him that YouTube has changed and he needs to change too. He stumbles around his words for about 20 seconds, trying to make up reasons for how he's changed. And the main thing he comes up with is that he's no longer the guy that just sits on his couch playing games isolated. He's completely changed to be an interactive streamer and to make his streams more appealing to a much wider audience. This is nothing but word salad. He still sits on his couch and plays games isolated. He's even more isolated than he used to be, at least before he had a girlfriend that would come on stream with him and try to interact with his loser audience. He used to have actual real life friends that would be in his videos and playthroughs. He even had, quote, friends that he could co-op online with at least. You know, Brian, Kekin, the kid from the Apex Legends playthrough that had a disability speaking, and Phil just laughed at him behind his back. And look at him now. Not one person he can actually call a friend. When's the last time he did actual co-op with anyone? When's the last time anyone even saw proof of his so-called wife, man? He's sitting there begging and pleading with his viewers to hit the membership goal every month. His chat's dead all the time, especially when you compare it to any restreamer's chat. And he accepts thousands of dollars a year from people like Jax Raxor, 1 Minute Man who doesn't even talk, and Rob on Wheels, who should be using that money to make his life easier than what it currently is. And by the way, how Phil can even accept money from him knowing he's in the position in life that he's in. And don't forget about our very good friend Sean, who just a few months ago was literally living out of his car, but somehow felt DSP was in a worse position than him and somehow gave DSP $300. Because this is what DSP does. He screams Chicken Little. He screams the sky is falling. He titles his videos emergency in all caps. And he tells you, quote, he might lose everything here. And he's banking on people out there being lonely enough. And let's be real here, man. Mentally disabled enough that they can't see through this bullshit. And they can't tell when a person is feigning distress. And this is how he lives his life every day. So remember that the next time he's doing his, quote, podcast and he tries to tell you how great his life is and how much he loves everything, just remember what he actually has to do in order to live that life. Motherfucker. Now let's talk about what happened tonight, Thursday night. All right, so I believe it was late Tuesday night / early Wednesday morning. I put out a video titled The Art of the Beg Tweet. And in it, I compiled a bunch of his tweets from the last 2.5 months or so, where he's just tweeting every fucking night, talking about how they're having a great interactive time and everybody's chill and loves it, but support is really low. Can you come by and please help? And I just talked about how shitty of a thing it was for him to continuously do that when he makes so much money and he tries to pass himself off as this positive person that doesn't beg or blah, blah, blah. And what do you know? Lo and behold, and like I said in the last video, sometimes I just get lucky with the timing of these things. He sends out a beg tweet Thursday night because he's really struggling. He really needs the help of blah, blah, blah. So let's take a look at the tweets here. We are having a chill time on what may be the conclusion stream of Forza Horizon 5. 3 big races left, and then the game is done. However, this is the lowest support I've had on a stream all year, so it would be great if you could swing by. Thanks. And I got to catch the last 30 minutes of it, and it was tremendous. Watching him squirm around with $7 up there on the screen, pretending like he wasn't drunk, going into clown mode, acting like he was having so much fun. I mean, it was just great to see. I had Vest Streak vibes all over again. And then at the end of the night, we finished up Forza Horizon 5 on tonight's stream. Thanks to everyone who chilled, interacted, and supported this playthrough. It definitely overstayed its welcome a bit. And now we can move on to other things. I'm now uploading the finale to DSP Gaming. And I just want you to see DSP the Festive. You know, sometimes these things that you do, man, you throw it out there constantly. You expect it to be a big red button for you to just press for people to save you. You know, it's what you fucking get, man. Tonight was good to see it thrown in your fucking face. The way you were acting, the way you were squirming, stalling. What happened to that loving part-time wife that you couldn't stay overtime anymore? She's waiting on you, blah, blah, blah. You didn't seem to give 2 shits about her tonight. But it was nice to see you end up at $9, and it was nice to see nobody come answer these fucking tweets of yours. It's a shitty thing for you to do, especially when you make the amount of money that you do, and you still put this shit out in people's faces, man. Fuck you, and it was good to see you get what you deserved, bitch. Now let's get some shout outs and talk about the next video. Give a shout out to Christopher, who just said that he loves the videos. He wanted to show some support and to stay safe and enjoy the holidays. And I think that's a great message for everyone. Please stay safe and be grateful for what you have this Christmas. And if you're going through a rough time, there's always people out here you can talk to, myself included. My details are always in the description of the videos. Thank you, Christopher. Fred, there was no message, but thank you, homie. And he might be some raza too, so what's up to you, brother? William just said, keep up the good work, homie. Thank you, my friend. I hope you enjoyed this one, brother. Nothing but the truth. He has a very bold plan, and I can't advise you one way or the other, my friend. The only thing I can say is just be safe this holiday season and stay out of trouble, homie. And I appreciate the support. Please listen to what I said closely. Alexander, no message, but this was a little bit less than a daily 1 minute man tithe. Thank you for the support, homie. Thank you for believing in me, and we're going to keep right on rolling, brother. Next video, I might either work on part 2 for this, because this was actually a 3-part series he put out, or I might work on something different depending on how the next few days go. And this video is not going to come out until Friday at some point, but I'm assuming this will be after his stream. Watch that pre-stream Friday closely. Go back and pay attention to it, because the last time he got low support, we ended up getting that November 3rd pre-stream where he acted like a fucking crackhead. And I even made a video about it titled, "This is what addiction looks like." That's the one where he pulled out that paper with the crayon handwriting, cried that he wasn't making enough money. His bills were over 10K a month. Snow Carl got banned for saying, "We know every dollar in and out," etc., etc. I'm expecting something to happen tomorrow. Again, this video will probably come out after the fact. We'll see if I'm right or not. This one, went a while, but man, I still got some energy. That fucking ending tonight was just great. I will talk to y'all very, very soon. Thank you for always riding with me. Thank you for the 4K subscribers. This fucking thing just keeps growing and growing, man. I will talk to y'all very, very soon. A fucking go.